And today's question of the day comes from Jonathan in the Netherlands. He says, we really don't feel the necessity or the urgency to follow the beans and rice style of baby step 2. I can imagine that it might feel nice to have no debt, and we have no intention of getting further into debt. However, I don't feel it's worth living on rice and beans for 3 years to pay off $43,000 of student loans as soon as possible. As we're a young family, we're making $6,500 a month, and now we can use our income and savings to buy a second-hand bigger car, make our garden a bit nicer, and later in life we'll have more to spare to pay off those loans anyway. What are your thoughts on this? And what would be the benefit of still following the baby steps more rigidly? That's a really good question. And you know what, Dave, I hear this a lot. I think a lot of people are like, why do I have to be so urgent? Why do I have to be so intense? And I look at it a couple of different ways. Number one, the series of steps that we follow. This is a guy, Jonathan, I don't mean any harm, but you're kind of just an ish guy, right? You're doing what you want to do. You're really not on our plan, and that's fine. You don't have to be. It's your prerogative. But the way the steps work is you're doing them consecutively, and the first three, you're doing them with intensity so that you can get to the final 4, which is really that wealth building area. So there's some method to this madness, but this kind of goes back to what we've talked about before. There is urgency because I think about my grandmother who would say, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. And there is something to be said for that. I think a lot of people just coast through because they think, hey, this is my plan. If I just go out like this, it's going to go, check off the boxes like that. But you really don't know what's going to come your way. God willing, everything goes fine, and you'll keep that income and everything will be perfect and everybody's healthy but you don't know that. And I think that you've got to live each day to the fullest. You got to do the best that you can with each day that you're given. And when you've got debt, pay it off. You got $43,000 of debt and you make a fine income. It doesn't have to take you 3 years to pay this off. You could honestly pay it off a lot faster than that. And at the end of the day,
Jonathan, what she's trying to say is your plan sucks.
It sucks.
It sucks because it's not going to work. People have been trying to do the crap you're talking about for 50 years, and it doesn't work. You can't sort of kind of get out of debt and ever get out of debt.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work. It's just you can't find any proof text in the marketplace of someone who wanders along and lollygags and sticks with it and gets out in 10 years but plants his little garden. Well, give me a break. Call the wambulance. Seriously, this is ridiculous.
This is just somebody who doesn't want to sacrifice to win.
Well,
period.
Yeah, you're not going to win, okay? Because there's no middle ground with this. Really. Now, I've been doing this a long time. It's not just that you're not doing our stuff. So please do not follow the baby steps. Please do not tell people you're doing Ramsey.
No, he's not doing
because
Ramsey.
I don't want to be insulted by your abject failure, and I don't want my brand damaged by it, okay? Just because it's not going to work. Here's the reason, Jonathan, all right? The thing works like this. If you don't really, with great intensity, focus on a dramatic change in behavior where you have been going in the wrong direction, you will never change the behavior. We're not asking you to live on beans and rice the rest of your life or to
even
live in a cave and collect lint and only come out on triple coupon Thursday. But what you're doing will not actually work because it's not sustainable, because it has absolutely no energy. I just think I'm going to kind of wander. I'm going to get a nice house and it's all going to work out. No, it's not, Jonathan. No, it's not. Because you're going to get your freaking head taken off by life, and you're going to look up 15, 16 years into your little marriage and go, dadgum, we are stupid people. Mm-hmm. We are still treading water.
Mm-hmm.
And ask all these people that are 45 and 50 years old that tried to wander out, and then they found us, and in 36 months they got out of debt, and they do their debt-free scream. They'll tell you. Mm-hmm. They'll tell you your little plan sucks. Because it does. It won't work is why it sucks.
And when you're lukewarm like that, you say, I have no intentions of getting back into debt. Yeah, you will.
Yeah, you will. Absolutely
you definitely will.
Because you're not committed to the idea. The idea of where debt freedom will take you, which is into wealth and into a whole nother realm of generosity than you can even grasp right now, is not appealing to you as much as your garden. Give me a break. Seriously. Will not work, Jonathan. Will not work. So you can go do what you want to do, but please do not associate my name with it, because I don't want to be tied to your failure and you go, I tried that Ramsey stuff and it doesn't work. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Because we know that there's a high probability you are never going to get out of debt unless you attack it like your dadgum life depends on it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get so fired up and wired up that your character shifts. Your neuroplasticity moves in the way your brain works. Where when you see debt, you recoil. Mm-hmm. When you pull up next to a nice car at a traffic light, you now no longer go, oh, that's a nice car. You go, that fool's got payments.
Yeah. Well, right now he's stuck in comfort. His life, he feels comfortable. He says, I don't think there's any need to get uncomfortable, to change this. I'm cushy.
The greatest enemy of excellence is not bad things. The greatest enemy of excellence is the okay.
Yep, just fine.
I'm okay.
It's just fine.
I'm okay.
That's so true,
okay.
Dave.
No, you're not. You suck. Mm-hmm. You're not okay. Your plan sucks.
Yeah.
It's pitiful, and it's not going to work.
Debt is like riding a motorcycle. It's not if you crash, it's when you crash. Because you will crash. Remember that.
Ooh. Why do you get motorcycles?
I'm just saying. It's not if, it's when.
Georgian horses, you and motorcycles.
Look, you won't get me on a bike.
It's not a matter of if you crash, but when you crash.
That's debt.
They call them coma mobiles or something.
Oh, gosh. That's even worse than what I said, Dave.
My wife told me I could have a motorcycle, but she wouldn't be there. So there you go. That's how that works.
So
you and Sharon. You and Sharon.
I think we have a lot in common, me and Sharon.
Yeah, no doubt about that.